Hello and welcome to another update video about Polygon MATIC. So yeah, a bit boring, not much happening to be honest, and the situation is unfortunately unchanged from the previous videos. We had here a small trade setup in the signals channel recently where we came down here to 90 cents or 91 it was, and the view was as long as we're holding that 91 cent level it could be a wave 4 and we could push higher in another fifth wave. We might be doing that at the moment. This is because if you measure the length of the third wave, it hit just about the 50% level, so that was a really interesting setup. Saw that when it came down, so that allows you to enter with a very low risk because you can basically just set the stop loss just below the 50% retracement. You risk maybe not even a cent, right, or maybe a cent, but the reward here was basically 10 cents or more, obviously. So pretty good reward to risk ratio, pretty good. And so we are pushing higher here, but it's not entirely impulsive. So maybe a small 1, 2, here the 3, but then what is this? I don't like this. But again, the view remains as long as we're holding 91 cents, we can actually focus on higher. And now we can actually lift that key support level to the 78.6 fib. So as long as we're holding 94.2 cents pretty much, yeah, maybe let's say 94, we can still push higher. That's the view, but of course entering now is more risky than entering at the 50% fib because you're far away from support, okay? That's why I don't like breakout trades, but we certainly have here resistance in that region around $1.04. If we want to, we can even actually, there's a bit of a range. So you've got a breakout range. You could say we've got a breakout range here between $1.02 and $1.05. So you've got a bit of a, I mean, that one spike on the left hand side might not mean much. It's probably this one is probably relevant. Got most touch points. You consider the wicks and the closed candles on the 4 hour. So between $1.02, $1.04, that's sort of the breakout range here. You also see nicely an inverse head and shoulders. That can be a trend continuation pattern, left shoulder, head, and the right shoulder, with a neckline here in that breakout range, and it can send us higher. And if we just purely maybe use the target from the head and shoulders, yeah, that's sometimes what people do, and it sometimes works. So it gives you an orientation, and then we can say, okay, target might be 115, and coincidentally that matches the wave 2 high. So it'll be very interesting, I think. Is it still a setup? I don't think. Well, not for me. I don't like breakouts. I like to trade pullbacks, much lower risk. But if you want to trade this, by all means, can work out if you see it break. But of course, consider that we had fake outs here all the time. So that's why I don't like breakout trades, because people jump in and then it gets rejected. So that's where we are. Bear in mind, you've got here resistance as well at $1.07 roughly. That's a fib level. That's the 78.6 fib. Getting above that level would make me reconsider moving that B wave away and just resetting it to the wave 2, that this is just a wave 2, yeah. But I have to tell you, if we break above 115, then a direct breakout scenario will more likely. And if we get really the 5 waves, at the moment we don't have proper 5 waves yet. Yeah, it hasn't really made a higher high. If we get 5 waves up, that is not enough to say that this is already a turnaround and that we're bullish. Because it's at the moment all embedded just in an ABC pattern, a bit like what Bitcoin could be doing. And that is why you expect in the C wave actually 5 waves up. So another wave up doesn't really mean we will probably break out. It just purely means that we're filling the C wave in a larger B wave, which should result in a sell-off. But in any way, as nobody knows the future, what we need to do, if we push higher and get 5 waves, at least we've got 5 waves. That's the first condition that a trend is changing. So if we get these 5 waves, it's the same story like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then, however, don't sell off impulsively, but we make only a 3-wave low. Hold a certain support level that I will be able to indicate for you. Then this could be a wave 1. This could be a wave 2. We would have to find a way to make sure there are counts that suggest it could have bottomed already, but it's very unusual, the bottoming process here. But yeah, wave 2, and then you could trade the wave 3. I think that would be the most reasonable way to trade this, in my opinion. Of course, there are thousands of strategies, but as per Elliott Wave, you wait for confirmation by coming down in a wave 2, hold support, and you trade the third wave, which is the one you eventually want to be in. Would be interesting. So yeah, that's sort of the update for MATIC, but it's just, you know, I'm not necessarily bearish on MATIC. Yeah, ideally I want it to go lower, but overall it's a really good chart. I've said that many times, especially on the 4 hour and the daily time frame. It's been holding really well. It's just that it doesn't really have a clear low in place here. Yeah, because this is just corrective sideways mess, and it would be a very unusual bottom process without a clear low. Yeah, you would have to find a way to either count it as a 1, 2, 1, 2, but this isn't really a wave 1, yeah, and this is not really a wave 2, so it's all a bit ugly. Or we would have to find a way to say, okay, it's this was an A, this was a B, and in a truncated wave C, it bottomed, basically running flat, but they don't often happen in a wave 2, so again, it's a bit difficult. Anyway, we're gonna observe this. You know the key points here. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.